Hey everybody! In today's video, I am going to show you a super fun and simple way to use stencils to get a layered effect with a single stencil. I'm working with some awesome stencils that are my new favorites and the new Concord and Night release today. So I have this 6x6 stencil set up, and I did tape it down to my work surface because I can have a little bit of a heavy hand. And I am using some Gina K ink. I'll have all the ink listed below. And I'm using the Picket Studios life-changing brushes. And I am covering the whole card with this first color. Now this is a nice stencil for this technique because the open areas are pretty large, but I have repeated this with tighter image stencils and it is just as fun. So you can see the initial pattern that you get, which is the normal stenciling pattern, and I'm going to use my grid paper just to shift. See where the top line of the stencil is, that very first opening? I'm going to shift 3 grid squares down each time. Now, I think, full disclosure, that at some point during this video, I didn't go 3 squares, but it's okay. It's totally going to be okay. Now, I'm creating a rainbow. So I started with a beautiful pink, and now I'm doing orange. And you will see when I get to the end of this project that really the top part of your stenciled area is not going to be used for the project because the look that I'm going for is going to concentrate the design down at the bottom of the paper. But look how beautiful that is just with the pink and the orange. Now I went down 3 more grid squares. These are easy to use. This is the best way to be precise, which I'll ignore, I think, later on. But it doesn't matter. We are not building a space shuttle. We're making a card. So these little variations we can claim as artistic genius, which I fully intend to do. Of course, if you watch this video, you know that's not true, but that's okay. It can be our little secret. So now in good old Roy G. Biv order, I am doing yellow next. I will say have a little better stencil hygiene than I do because the ink is on the top of your stencil now, so every time you move it, you're going to transfer a little bit of that ink. But at the same time, I'd like to be both the angel and the devil on your shoulder because I'd also like to tell you, don't worry about it. Who cares? So you get a little yellow ink in your green ink. No big deal. But just to make some of you happy, I am going to wipe this one off. Next, I'm moving to this delightful lime green color. I tried to keep the colors in the same value range so that I didn't have one part of this stencil that was so much heavier in value than the others. So you'll see that these colors are pretty similar in value. And as you go down, you're doing a little bit less work because you're using less of the stencil every time. But look how fun all those overlapped colors are. That looks like something that would make a fun fabric, or people still used wallpaper. You can see right here, I have no idea what I'm doing, don't know where I started, don't know where I stopped. I think it's about right, but we'll see. I'm going to move on to blue. I'm just cleaning the life-changing brushes on my mat. You don't have to stress too much about this. And I'm getting a little bit of ink off before I put the stencil down. Now this blue is a little bit darker value, so I'm trying to have a pretty light touch. And like I said, jettisoning excess ink before I start. But you'll always be able to see the other designs through the openings that are created when the stencil masks what's underneath it. which I think is really the fun and the beauty of this technique. Now I'm cleaning my stencil again. This should be documented somewhere because this never happens. But I'll do these things for you. I do. I care about you that much. Now watch me try to figure this out. You know what? I think I got it in the right place. I do. I think I made it all the way down here and I got them all in the right place. We'll see. Now this is a beautiful purple that is in the same range as the others. And I'm going to keep this pretty light. It is going over both green and yellow. So I don't want to get brown. I just want to get the hint of that beautiful kind of orchidy purple on top of there. And now you can see that at the bottom, so that last section where the blue and the purple start, you have a stunning layered pattern with all of those different colors preserved and masked. And this other part is pretty too, but you can cut that off and use it as a background as I've done here on this super fun winter card. Here are some other samples of this technique. I really hope you try this. This is a supply we all have, and it's just a fun new way to use it. Thanks so much for watching.